I use the hashtag New England's only poutinerie because I think we are. We are New England's only poutinerie. I can't find another one. People do say they are a poutine. Well, they don't, maybe necessarily don't say they're a poutinerie, but they don't think I'm the only one. It's a very like classic Quebec, Montreal thing. Smoked meat, pickle, mustard. And I go to Canada a bunch and I would never get that one. And then one day I got it and I was like, I get it. I understand, this is great. Well, I'm Ryan Fisher and I own Vulgar Display of Poutine with my girlfriend, Shannon Shepard. We've been here since last July. We had another restaurant in Vermont for about 7 or 8 months till the pandemic put the kibosh on it.
I am Shannon Shepard. I am the co-owner of Vulgar Display of Poutine. Officially became a business in 2016 so that we could participate in the first Poutine Fest in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is literally how like the actual business began. And we ended up winning, which was so wild. It was our like 3rd service we'd ever done.
We did pop-ups in the Lowell, Mass area, Woburn, all kinds of Massachusetts brewery stuff. More of a hobby at that moment in time. And now here we are full-time, doing it in the restaurant.
So Ryan used to tour in a band worldwide, and on his travels came across poutine. And he started just like talking about it endlessly, the possibilities of topping it, how like you could do almost anything with it. So for years, he kept this notebook where he'd just like write down different poutine ideas until finally it just fully consumed him. And he decided that he wanted to turn it into a food truck. So being the awesome friend that I am, I backed him up and we've been working on it ever since then.
It's cliche, but the first time I had poutine was in Canada. I believe it was in Ontario at a place called Smokes. They just focus on poutine, but no one else in New England is focused on poutine. So I decided, hey, we should turn that into a food truck. That'd be really fun. They only do poutine, and I find that very interesting. People think I made up the word poutinerie, which is funny. No curds, no poutine. That'll be on the back of a shirt someday.
So we try to not alienate anyone with our food options. So when we started this business, making sure that our gravy was gluten-free was like super important to us. That way we didn't alienate people who had the gluten intolerance or just preferred to not eat it as much. And then another way that we decided we needed to be inclusive was to offer dairy-free options. So our vegan one was something that we really wanted to do from the very beginning. And then also to keep it interesting for everyone, we add toppings to those ones as well, and we try and change those out seasonally as much as we can.
Went to culinary school. You don't need to go to culinary school to do this though. I'm a big advocate of like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I hem and haw over it because there's people I met in the industry that ended up giving me jobs later on or whatever, and I always said like, oh, I'll never own a restaurant. This is crazy. It's so much work. Here we are.
We try and be as seasonal as we can with our food options, and changing them up. It's really just based on like what we're feeling like we're into at the time. We try and change them up frequently because we only serve one thing. So we have to change the toppings on it to make people want to come back. But we really just kind of wing it most of the time, and try and do things as seasonally as we can.
Are we doing a pastrami one? We are, always. Someday when I have some help, we're definitely going to venture down the smoked meat realm. It's just to do it proper. It's like a 10, 12-day process. So just haven't got there yet. But the pastrami is probably my favorite.
It's gonna seem silly once I say it, but it's Grammy Shepherd's mac and cheese. It just so happens to be my Grammy's recipe that it's kind of based off of, but that's my favorite one. Whether we do it regular, like we normally would with the truffle oil, or we do it buffalo style like we're doing it right now. I love carbs on carbs. Just put as many of them on there as you can, really.
Father's Day, we're gonna be doing a parking lot barbecue. We got Mountain Fire Farm doing all the meat. I'm gonna do all the sides. And then your choice, you want it on a plate or you want it on a poutine. Just for something different. We're always trying to do something different here. We did the taco pop-up. I don't know if you saw that. I want to do more of that stuff, like, because people think the taco thing is still other people. Like, to this day, they're like, when's Taco Bell Rica coming back? And we're like, I don't know, someday.
Littleton is one of the only towns in this area where the median age is going down rather than up. More young people are moving to this area than any other area in the White Mountains. And because of that, there's an influx of younger people here who are looking for like new and interesting things to eat. We have a friend who owns Crumb Bar right on Main Street. They do super interesting, super fun foods. And with their success, when we got offered this space here, there was no way that we could say no. How do you say no to becoming part of a growing, awesome food scene? So we had to give it a shot here.
Littleton's busy, Littleton's booming. Littleton has already like come up. Like, they've been up for 5 years already, like pushing ahead. And the Crumb Bar is basically what they're doing and how she started. We're on the same parallel. So to be like 3 doors down from her, I feel like it would have been stupid to not come to Littleton. Like, it's nice having a community that gives a shit. It's nice having other businesses that are trying very hard, and the support from every business is incredible. So, best case scenario, Littleton. We're here 4 days a week. The schedule kind of changes with the hours and summer coming and winter and whatnot. We were doing some brunch hours, but now we're back to regular lunch, dinner, Sunday hours. 4 to 8 on Thursdays, noon to 8 on the weekends. Sundays we'll go back to 8 o'clock as summer comes up. We're trying to get a full liquor license to really get this place going. The deck's open, and I love that. The bar is finally open, and it feels like it's starting to feel like a real restaurant.
I would say come on down and try some of the best poutine you can get your hands on in the North Country. Period.
But menu's right there.
I just love plain poutine. I don't need anything fancy.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can yell to him.
Yeah!
Throw something.